Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 video where today I'm going to be sharing with you what I believe to be the best formation to use post-patch. Obviously, we are the formation specialists, so it is in our wheelhouse, and it's just something I want to share with you today. We actually have two formations because it was very difficult for me to decide which one I preferred, so we actually have two formations for you today. So we're going to be running through those custom tactics, instructions, and showing you and explaining why we think they are the best. So starting off first, I'm going to go going with the 4-2-2-2. This is the formation that I have been using since the beta, really. I've been using this for a long time. So the thing about formations as well, the more you use a formation, the more you get to know it. You get to know the ins and outs, and you kind of get to know the feel. But this 4-2-2-2 for me is still, joint favorite formation for me, hence why it is in this video. I think it's a brilliant formation. I think it gives you a lot of great balance, and there's a lot of positives to it. Tactic wise, these are the tactics that I use with this 4-2-2-2, and it works extremely well for me. Often a formation that I very rarely change from, the balanced defensive style. I've noticed a lot of people recently have been playing with press, and obviously the press is very effective in this game. But I find for me, whenever I use the press, it never seems to work like it does when people use it against me. People use the press against me, and it can sometimes pressure me into making mistakes, and I can concede goals. When I use a press, everyone seems to play around it all the time and just get around me very easily and just get free easy counter attacks. So I don't particularly like to use press. It just doesn't seem to work for me. I never seem to reap the benefits, so I like to stay on the balance. The depth wise, width is the kind of standard on the 5, but depth wise, I've gone for around about 4. The reason why I've gone for around about 4 is obviously, my biggest weakness as a player is defensively. You've got to play to your strengths. So I go for a slightly lower depth on about 4, just so I have a slightly deeper starting position. I find that in this formation as well, 4-2-2-2 is not the most attacking formation. And even starting from a lower depth, I feel like I can still be very effective and score plenty of goals. It just kind of gives me a little bit more solidarity starting from a little bit deeper. It gives my opponents a little bit less space to use in behind. Long ball is something that I've only really changed back to recently. I was having not a great time with long ball over the last few weeks. Just was finding it wasn't really working too well. It was just it wasn't working in the way I wanted it to. I gave it a run again. It's the first time I've ran it again since the last patch that came out, and it just seems to kind of be working again. It kind of seems to be where I wanted it to be. For a while I was using balance, but now it seems to be working a lot better. And then pretty much the rest of the tactics, the width, players in the box, corners and free kicks are pretty much the standard as we normally go. Instruction wise, we've got Nick Pope, comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. Obviously Nick Pope is broken in this game, so I recommend anyone needs a good goalkeeper, definitely go for Nick Pope. He's definitely made a big benefit to me. Obviously I was using Alisson and Edison for a little while. They were doing a really good job for me. But since switching to Nick Pope, he's just kind of been that next level, been very good for me. Then we've got the defense. Obviously, as always for me, stay back while attacking. Start of the year, I was using balanced a lot. Unfortunately, you can't really use balance now. It's kind of not really as effective. So I go stay back while attacking. The two DMs, Fabinho and Sissoko, we got on cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking. And the rest of it's pretty much standard, two great DMs there. I do want to change Fabinho to someone else. I'm just kind of gathering my coins at the minute and just making some decisions on players that I want to add into my team. I'm just trying to wait for the right time to buy the right players. It's really important that you do get the right personnel for the formation. We then got Neymar and Sadio Mane as my wide cams. Both of them are on free roam. The rest of that is on standard. I think you need these guys on free roam. You need these guys to drift around. Sometimes they'll be out wide. Sometimes they'll drift in and get involved in the play. So it gives you that balance. Sometimes this formation can play narrow. Sometimes it can play with widths. And that's a really good balance to have. And then the two boys up top, Inaki Williams. And again, Calvert-Lewin is in the team for now. Just kind of more as a placeholder. We're definitely going to be changing Calvert-Lewin for someone else very soon. Like I said, I'm just trying to gather my coins at the minute. And just decide where I want to take this team next. And what positions I want to improve next. So that is a rundown of the 4-2-2-2. And then the next formation, the second formation, is the 4-3-3-5. This is a formation that has really replaced the 4-4-1-1 for me recently. I've been using a lot of the 4-4-1-1. And I wanted to give this 4-3-3-5 a go. Because the last time I used it, it was exceptionally good. And I really liked it. And I've switched back to it. And this has been amazing. This has honestly been a really, really good formation. I've played some stellar teams the last few days. You know, played a couple of like half icon teams and things like that. And this formation has just been able to dissect them and really, you know, just do so well. Again, on the tactics, that's kind of the tactics I run. I like to run that balanced long ball style quite a lot. I think that's, you know, the best way that I like to play. I don't really, like I said, don't get the benefits of playing on a press. It doesn't seem to be super effective for me. I went for a little bit wider on defensive width in this formation. I just felt like that was where the strength was at in this formation, and I just needed a little bit more width. Again, playing with natural wingers, I just wanted to have that width in there. The depth I've gone for on 5. Again, you know, it will work the same in either formation. I could go on 4. I just left it on 5. You know, I just felt that that was okay and manageable. So I may move the 4-2-2 up to 5 soon. I've just been managing to cope a little bit better than I have been recently. So I probably will be moving that back up to 5. Offensive width, I've gone for 4 on the offensive width. Just want to get those wingers involved. Just have a naturally more narrow starting position. So I want to get them on 4, and that's the best way to do it. And then players in the box, corners and free kicks is as standard as always. And then again, instructions for goalkeeper Nick Pope, you know, comes for crosses and sweeper keeper again. Although the sweeper keeper for me just does not seem to really do anything. It's very rare does your goalkeeper ever seem to come off his line. So I don't know what's going on there, but that definitely does not seem to really make much difference. We then got the back 4 again, all on stay back while attacking, and the fullbacks are on overlap as always. Every now and again when they do get forward, I want them to keep the width on the pitch rather than cut inside and be more narrow. Then got Sissoko, who we've actually got on drop between defenders, and this is something I alluded to before. Drop between defenders, it works best when it's just a single CDM. When it's just a single CDM, he can drop in there. On the off occasion when the fullbacks do go forward, it kind of becomes like almost like a 3-5-2, this sort of formation. But every now and again he'll drop in there and it will almost become like a 5-2-3 almost. So it does give you a lot of versatility, and having a really good CDM in there is really, really important. You need somebody who is a natural CDM, somebody who's got decent passing, which unfortunately Sissoko does not have. Definitely again want to improve Sissoko very, very soon. We've then got the 2 outside midfielders, which in this case are Fabinho and Neymar. And this again why I need to change up my team a little bit, because this wasn't, you know, how I was using it before. Before Fabinho was De Bruyne, but I did sell De Bruyne. You know, wasn't getting on with him at all. He just wasn't doing the business. After about 70 games, I just felt enough was enough and I needed to get rid of him and get someone else in. So I'm just kind of deciding who I want to get. But these 2 guys, I do think, you know, someone like a De Bruyne type player will work really well. Somebody who is quite versatile, does have, you know, good stats in all areas. You know, those kind of box-to-box midfielders will work very, very well for this formation. So we've got them on balance, stay on edge of the box. I don't want them getting into the box. I think they do need to stay on the edge. We've got the 2 wingers, Mane and Williams, on cut inside and getting behind. And that is very, very important, because we have Calvert-Lewin, who is the striker, who eventually what we end up doing is we end up sticking Neymar at the centre forward spot. And we have him on stay central and false 9. So it's almost like this guy will drop in. It almost becomes like a diamond in midfield. And then Williams and Mane can sort of drift in from the wings. And it just creates havoc. It creates so much space. Probably this formation more than any other with these tactics. So I create so many amazing opportunities, and my players always seem to be really open. You know, I always seem to have, you know, there's always a spare player, and just the movement and the drifting around, and it's just very difficult for my opponents to pick up. So if I had to pick between these 2 formations, I've been so loyal to the 4-2-2, but I think for me, I would maybe just edge this 4-3-3-5 right now, this second, is my current favorite formation. But I'm never going to go away from that 4-2-2. It's been so good for me for so long. You know, through the patches, it still works extremely well. So that will always be my favorite, or one of my favorites. But yeah, this 4-3-3-5 is super, super good. So these have probably been my favorite 2 formations after patch, and 2 that I would recommend, 2 of the best that I would recommend. There are obviously many good formations out there, and we will be covering many, many more in the coming days and weeks. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you drop a thumbs up. It would be much appreciated. That is all today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.